Hey there, my unconditional love is with you, and now I would love to share some clarity on the principle that in Chinese is called Wu Wei, that can be roughly translated as non action, but to clarify it, it is not inaction or not taking action, it is rather effortless, natural action or path of least resistance. But it is still a path like a river, it flows, but it flows around everything in a natural, effortless, uninterrupted way. So that's this principle in a nutshell. But now I would like to explore it with you, how we can truly experience it and apply it in our lives, in our works, and so on. So yeah, it is usually a challenge for many people to apply that state in their everyday tasks and work and relational situations. It is easier to just sit quietly, like in this space in nature where everything is calm, and also there is a beautiful mist that creates that peaceful sensation. So yeah, in those kinds of circumstances, it is very easy and enjoyable just to dissolve your mind into that effortless beingness and enjoy it. Of course, for some it might also bring many inner storms. That peace, that silence, yes, it can also bring things up from our subconscious and so on. If we hold on for a long time to certain emotions and not integrated situations, memories, then yes, and also inertias. If we bring our inertias, if we do not regularly dissolve those inertias of the mind, then yes, then for a while, even sitting in perfect environment still will be a challenge, and you will need to willingly return to the presence, to the peace, to the stillness in this moment. But yeah, let's say you can achieve that inner peace in meditation, and you can bask in it, enjoying it. So then, yeah, how to apply it in your relational everyday life. So usually I recommend people to also allow themselves to change their way of life, their style of life, maybe their environment, maybe their job, that would be more in sync, more in harmony with their newly discovered state of being, that inner harmony. Because some places and many places in our society is like going against our natural state, always forcing, always like demanding for us to be in that not natural fast pace of productivity and so on. So, yes, in that case, if you are in that situation where your work situation or other situation looks like problematic and intense, then yes, it is natural that you will leave that inner peace for solving those situations, using too much of your mind. So then you just need to constantly return your attention and remind yourself on that, about that space of beingness, of natural life in this living moment, and align your mind, align your body with that sensation of effortless beingness and flow and life of that beingness. So then, yes, over time with that kind of practice, you can even start to change those outer situations without losing your center, but actually responding from your center, letting go those meanings, those strong attachments to meanings for various events and happenings, just seeing them as neutrally as you can, just as events, without a meaning, without positive or negative meaning, just accepting everything as it is, neutrally, from that state of being, of effortless action. And then you will clearly see how to respond to everything in the most effortless way, in the most also precise way. Yes, you will gain clarity while you maintaining that state. Then yeah, everything becomes clear in that living moment, where you need to do something, and yes, and then everything flows in a harmonious way. With path of least resistance, yes, we can naturally sense, intuitively sense that path of least resistance, because yes, there is a river of life flowing through our bodies. You can also tune in to your inner body reality, how your heart pumps the blood and how your blood spirals and circulates throughout your body, nourishing your body very intelligently, very naturally. There is that natural intelligence that is innate in us. We don't need to learn it, we just need to discover it and then rest our attention, our awareness on that. And then just allowing. Yeah, it is more like allowing, not like doing as a separate identity with its own various complexes and so on. Just as life, as extension of life. And yes, and then that your natural flow can guide you to various changes. Yeah, it may be path of least resistance to actually make many changes in your life. Letting go of many things that no longer serves, again, this new state of your being, and accepting all the things that will nourish that state of being. So yeah, there are many ways how you can change the environment through you being there, or you may just remove yourself, your body, from certain environments. So it is all equal. It is just about case by case. It is about your own intuition in your life. What is the path of least resistance for you? And maybe what best serves everyone around you. So yeah, start to relate to yourself less as the person and more as the nature. And with that, yes, you will naturally start to awaken that Wu Wei that is innate in you. We all have our natural current, harmonious current of life, with everything. Yeah, it is the Tao, also a Chinese term, but is roughly translated as the path, the universal harmony, that primary principle that connects everything into holistic order. But yes, it is not fixated. It is living. It changes every moment, but again, everything changes within that harmonizing presence of the Tao. So acknowledge that, have faith in that, and flow with that. Trust that. Trust the natural unfoldment, which is endless. So yes, then it is relevant to let go again that attachment to various results, hopes to achieve some kind of goal where you finally can rest and be happy. No, the rest and happiness is in the flow, in this endless flow of life. So yeah, things come, things go. We are gaining something, losing something, and that is happening all the time. And it is for the best. But life itself never ceases. So yeah, be light in that and enjoy. But yes, it still requires our conscious participation. So it is not equal to that automatization that we see in our modern world, where we are becoming, many of people are becoming like robots, just following the programs and losing their consciousness in that complex system, becomes like servants of the artificial system, but that artificial system not necessarily serving our true nature and nourishing our consciousness. So it is more like, again, gathering your consciousness, all of your energy, constantly gathering into the living conscious presence of that natural flow. And willingly surrendering to that flow, participating in that natural guidance of your connection, your innate connection to all that is. And especially you need much of that willpower in the beginning, where you find yourself lost in those automatic programs of the mind and various habits and emotional reactivity. So then you need to actually practice gathering again all of your energy, all of your attention from those things, and dissolving then your attention into that Wu Wei, into that effortless beingness, effortless awareness, and then resting there as long as you can. So then again you will see clearly what is happening with you, what operates with you. You will clearly see all of those programs, the nature of those programs, where you picked them up, how they serve you, or in what way. And then also, then you can dissolve also all of that and this clarity, and then from that spacious awareness you can also receive new thoughts, more high quality forms of thoughts, ideas, inspirations, again from your higher self, from that self that is always in sync with the eternal Tao. So each of us has that part of ourselves, and here we are learning to bring it, embody it here into this physical life. So whenever we surrender all of our personality that contains all the beliefs and so on, all the emotions, all the patterns, so we can just surrender this whole sense of personality that holds all of those complex things through which we creating troubles and stress in our experience. So when we letting that go, just leaving it and resting in that spacious awareness and that sense of effortless beingness, then then naturally what comes is our higher self, our true will comes forth. into the forefront of our experience. Then yes, many changes can take place within your body, within your mind, both physiologically and energetically, and then in your environment. So yeah, just be prepared for that and know that when you are in that correct state, everything that follows for the best. Again, everything has its own appropriate place and time. Just be in your natural flow and it will unfold. Yeah, sometimes even things do not need to change outside. Sometimes all it needs for us to find harmony in that, to find peace and happiness in that, is just through changing the perspective. Yeah, seeing everything in the right frame, in the right context of that eternal Tao and Wu Wei. Then yes, when our innermost state is aligned, when the root from which we are coming into all of our relationships, actions, and so on, is that stable, true, fulfilled, based on natural abundance, then yes, then again, everything that follows harmoniously wherever we are. And then yes, then we can find true joy in everything, in all situations, in all circumstances. But if we do not have that core and acting from anxieties, feelings of lack, then yes, however outwardly we create success, it will still not fulfill us, and then drags us into more misery. So that is how essential this is. So take it to your heart, and from there let it live. Thank you very much for listening this quiet, long sharing. I appreciate it with all of my heart. Thank you for your feedback, and see you around. Take care. Much love.